in Jewish culture, in marriage, the bride was never allowed to divorce the husband for any reason. And the groom, otherwise the man, was allowed to divorce the wife. Now, biblically, the only ground in the Old Testament was for adultery. That was the only reason that they could divorce their wife. But what was happening was the Jewish people were taking advantage of that, and they were divorcing for any reason and just, oh, whatever, I'm just going to do my own thing. Now, here's the beautiful picture of once saved, always saved in this. The bride represents us. Marriage is a picture of salvation. It is a picture of Jesus, the bridegroom, and one day us, the bride, will be reunited with our bridegroom in heaven one day. We'll eat at the marriage supper of the Lamb, right? And so we are the bride. Jesus is the bridegroom. The bride was never allowed to divorce for any reason, no reason at all. And so this is a picture of once we are married into Christ, once we are sealed unto that day of redemption, once we are saved, we cannot break that marriage. We cannot break that seal that has been sealed. Now, you may say, oh, what about the groom was given permission to divorce? Well, here's the thing. Jesus said they gave permission out of the hardness of their hearts, first of all. Second of all, we have a promise from God that will never happen on God's end. Jesus said, I will never leave thee nor forsake thee. That is a promise from God. Now, here's the question I have. If you're thinking, well, maybe you can lose your salvation or walk away or reject it or whatever the case is, right? If we could lose our salvation, if we could reject our salvation, give it back to Jesus, which we can't, because again, the clear picture is the bride was never allowed. There was zero reason for the bride to walk away from the husband. It was not allowed. Okay? But if that could happen, then when Jesus said, I will never leave thee nor forsake thee, that would be a lie. Because if I rejected my salvation or lost my salvation and I died and went to hell, then Jesus most definitely would have forsaken me. And his promise of never leaving me or forsaking me wouldn't be true because I would be forsaken in hell. And so we see in the beauty of the picture of the Jewish culture. And again, the Bible sets this culture up. Okay. We see in the beauty of this culture that we cannot, the picture is we cannot lose that salvation that has been given to us. Once we are married into the family of God and we become a child of God, we cannot lose that sonship. What a beautiful thing.